What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start back on the Unimog. We started working on this. We built the we got the axles built in the first video. This video we're going to start on the links and then we're going to go from there. So we're going to put the camera up here and we'll be right back. All right, today we're going to build these links. So the first thing we need to do is, I guess, open up bag B, which it's calling for right there. We'll open it up first. And like I said in the intro, these links, I think I said it, are a little different from what I'm used to. I'm used to a one-piece link. So I don't have one down here to show you. In other words, this is one piece instead of being three pieces. So first we're going to put these end pieces in, and I think I tried to call Danny, but I couldn't get in touch with him. He's a buddy of mine that's been in the hobby a long time, to see if I should Loctite these in. I'm thinking maybe I should. I'm not really sure. Because see, the links that I'm used to is already like that. When you get it and you just screw the end on it. So I'm probably going to go ahead and Loctite them in. So that's what we'll do. We got our Loctite. Remember in the last video I was telling you this Loctite here probably wasn't no good. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's already about locked up. Just about. There's a little bit of fluid in there, but not too much. So we're going to get our Loctite, and we're going to go ahead and put all these ends in and Loctite them. I think they're all the same. Yeah, 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 4-3. So we're going to go ahead and build all these links. This will probably be speeded up because it'll be pretty boring. Okay, as we start, these have on one side, they have a place to get your Allen in there. As you can see, it's a 2.0, and on the other side, it's just a regular screw head. So you want to make sure you set all these the same way so you can Loctite the right end. You want to Loctite anytime you got metal going to metal. Never Loctite when you got metal going to plastic. Because if you ever have to take it back off, it'll take some of the plastic out with it. That's why you don't do that. But let's get this going, and we'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, now we'll just have to size our links up and put the ends on them. Be sure you check to make sure you got the right link and the right ends. As you can tell, it's easy to do. I've done it before. Let me move out of my way. Get out of the way where, you know, you got some rod ends that's bent, and you got some that's straight, and then you got some with like a gentle curve at the end. These usually connect your knuckles together, but make sure you put the right ones on. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to start by sizing them up. So we got a 56.5, and like I said, these kits are to scale, so you can usually just find them and size them up. So that one there, and it looks like it takes the straight ones. And if you've, I guess everybody's built them before, but let me just show you how, just in case you hadn't. Basically, all you do is take you some side cutters, cut them off the tree. Don't cut in them to them. Cut them off the tree. And a lot of people take and put like black grease or about any kind of grease on it and just start it. These are starting pretty good, so I just leave them like that. And I like to go ahead and put a ball in there sometimes, but if you don't want to, you could just stick your screwdriver in there. You will need some shock pliers to do this so you don't scratch them up too bad, and just go ahead and start your link in like that until it bottoms out. Then after we get them all built, we'll go back and make sure they're all the same size. So here we go, hold on. Okay, now we got a couple of these built. What you want to do now is cut out some of your not shock balls, but your ball ends. And you just basically cut them out. These are plastic. If you can, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to build these with the plastic ones. I will probably go back and change these at a later date. But you just cut them out. They're real small. You can see there's a bunch of them in there. I think all of them are the same size. Yeah, I believe so. I believe all of them are the same size. But you will also need shock pliers. Shock pliers to do these. You basically just set your ball on the little stub coming out of your shock pliers. Try to keep it on there. You want to set it on there. Let me see if I can, I don't know if I can show this or not. See, there's a flat end. You want the flat end to set on the little dowel coming out of your pliers, like so. Then you want to take and put your end on it, like that right there, and just press down until you hear it click, like that right there. And that, so properly installed, ball in the end. You know, put the flat part down next to the dowel. And what you want to do is when you put these on your rod, you want to make sure the flat part are on the same side. You can tell this rod here it's not straight, so we're going to straighten it up. I have to line it up where those are both pointing the same way, and that won't go in there. Let me get something to go in there. Let's try this. There we go. All right, we'll have to either loosen one of them or tighten one of them. That one there is as tight as it can go. So maybe we will see if we can tighten up. Tighten that up a little bit. And as you can see, we got them both. You can see it on a flat surface. We got them both where they look like they're pretty close to being the same. And probably needs a little bit more tweaking, but you can kind of get the idea. You want them, you can tweak them after you get them on the truck too. Just take a bolt loose on one side, but you want them pretty close. There we go. Pretty close to the same. Like that still ain't right. Turned it the wrong way. I think that's pretty close. Yeah, you want them pretty close to the same, and you want them flat flanges on the same side. That way when you go to put it on your axle, the weight will be mostly bearing on the right side, you know. So it'll be the same distance in between your, what do you call these things? Shear, double shear. So it'll be the right distance between them. But I'm gonna go ahead and build the rest of these, and might do a little time lapse, I don't know. But we'll get them all built and I'll get back to you. Okay, now they want me to go ahead, they want me to, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But anyway, here is the axle, the front axle, and Axial has really stepped up their game because I don't know if you can see it, but I gotta get a better light in here. This, let me get a better light. This axle right here is really thin. I mean not C-hub, the knuckle. See how thin it is at the top? And I've worked on some 10-3s and a lot of their newer stuff, and it's a whole lot thicker. Even the C-hubs on the new ones is a lot thicker and a lot better. So they've really improved over the years. Not saying this is no good, but I'm just saying, you know, you can tell by their new stuff, it's a whole lot sturdier. So we're gonna go ahead and get this built. It says to take the, let's see, take these two, to bolt them into the axle, and to bolt this one across the front. So we'll take one of these and screw it to the panhard mount, and I think that takes a A177 which I believe is this one right here. So we'll go ahead and bolt it to the panhard mount. And like I said, when you see them flanges, you want them flanges basically to go up against the plastic like that right there. Yeah, you want it to basically act as a washer on the back side. We'll go ahead and start it into our panhard mount. And get it squared away. And as you notice, since this is the panhard mount, I'm not using an electric screwdriver, because if you strip this, you got to get a new axle housing or either put a bolt in the back of it. It's not something fun to do. Just put it in there kind of firm. There you go. Now it wants to use this big one and use it as our link. And I don't know if you can see it, but in the picture it also shows it with the flange pointing down, because that's where it's going to rest at most of the time. So that's the way you want it. And let's see what screw it calls for. It calls for the AXI90075, which is the longer screw. That's not it. That's it. We will need an AX17 also. That's the 19, and the shorter one is the 17. Okay. Oh, one goes to the panhard and the other one goes to this. It looks like that would be a curved end on it, but it's not. So the long one into here, which it acts as a washer. I don't know if you can see that, it goes down here like this. And this one goes on bottom. So basically we'll get that one in there. Just like that. Then we'll start this one. Try to get them lined up. There we go. And there you go. And I used the, did I use a short one in there? I think I was supposed to use the long one. Which one was I supposed to use? The AA19, which is that one. They don't look like the AA19. No, I don't believe that's it. Because it should be coming out by now. So we'll have to take that out and put another one in there. That's not the right. Okay, it's it. That looks like it's it, but the time you go through this and that, you don't have a lot of bite. Nope. So I think there was an amendment, I think that's what you call it, to this manual, and I think I might have found it. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put this longer one in there and just hope for the best, but I don't believe it. I think it's actually wanting the longer one over here. Here's some longer ones. I got some longer ones in there if I need them. But I know that's not correct. I guess I probably need to look over there at the amendment or whatever you call it, where they supplied something extra. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I found the, whatever you call that word. I don't even know what that word means, but it's basically where they messed up. Found where they messed up, but it don't say nothing about the front axle, the steering axle. Here's the part where they messed up on the transmission transfer case. And here's the part where they messed up on the, looks like the receiver box. And how to mount some other stuff. So we'll just have to keep that in mind. This says page 30 to 35, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick that hopefully in its place here so I won't forget it. And this here says page 24, so I'm going to stick that page 24, so hopefully we'll remember that. So we're going to leave that like that. Just tighten it down and hope for the best. Like I said, I got a bunch. Well, I got a pretty good bit of screws, not a whole bunch, but I got a pretty good bit of screws over there in that box right over there. So if we need one, I just don't have no black ones. So there we finished that. Now it wants us to build these links. These are 80 millimeters. I went crazy on these links. I hope I didn't mess up. There's one. It says ×2. Let's see, I don't think y'all can see that. Okay, it says ×2 down here at the bottom. ×2, so there's one. And that is the other one. Okay, now they're wanting a 71 link, which I've got a 71 link right there. And they wanting two different kind of ends. They're wanting one that's offset, and they're wanting one that's pointing up or down. So be real careful when you're picking out these rod ends to go on them. This is going to be, I believe it's going to be the panhard on the front axle. And these two that we just built will be your lower links. So it'll have a 3-link front, which means it's going to have a chassis mounted servo basically. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on. And I will be right back. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put my ball ends in this. I forgot about them. I'll probably change these out once this truck gets a little wear on it. Like I said before, you just take and put them in here. Man, my heart just goes out to Japan. They're having a rough time right now. Had an earthquake the other day. That's when this is being filmed. And then I just got a text from my wife saying that there's an accident at an airport. I think that's the way it goes, just like that. So we'll take our front axle and lay all that out of the way. Show their bottom ones. So let's go ahead and get our bottom ones in first, which I believe is these two right here. Yeah. I'm going to say it's them two because we just built these two, and surely we didn't build them for no other reason. And it's showing that AXA17, I don't know if you can see that down here. So we need 2 of those. And I believe there's 2 of them right there. 17 and a 17. So we'll go ahead and put our lower links on. And our lower links, they look like they straight, but a lot of times they will use offset links like these right here. And the reason why is because they're wide on one side and then they come in so close on the other. But it said to use straight links, so we'll just do what they say. And it is showing the flat part, the washer part of the ball towards the inside. So that's what we'll do. We got our 2 link ends in. Now we're going to put our pan hard bar on. And let's see, it's saying, it looks like it's wanting it turned away. That would make sense. Like turned away like that. And pointed, that part pointed up. So we'll go ahead and try to get it in position before we like that. Wonder if it'd be better to turn that 180. Yeah, I think it would be. And there we go. Bob's your uncle. Okay. So if I'm correct, if I'm seeing this correct, which it don't matter, we could turn these once it's built. It's no big deal. And they're wanting a spare ball put in the extra hole here on this side. So we'll go ahead and do that too while we're sitting here. If I can find my snippers. Right, and it's wanting the flat washer side to go to the inside, which I got that one on the outside. The easiest way to do that is pop it back out, pop it back out, and put it on the other side. Just like that. And it's wanting AXI90075, which I think is one of the long ones. Yes, I am correct. And it's wanting it to go from that side. So just like this, and start your screw in here. Building these kits is pretty fun, man. They can be relaxing. Even if you're recording, building them, they can still be kind of relaxing. All right, once I get that thing centered, I think it's centered, I'm going to use the Ugga Dugga. Okay, now we're going to put that other ball in there. Where did it go? It was just right here. Well, I don't know where it rolled to, but we'll get another one. Find that one when we need it, if we need it. And this ball is necessary. It's to keep, when you tighten this screw up, just to keep from shearing that off right there, breaking that little flange off. Oh. I can't get them pliers to bite down on it, but I got to get it to go in there. There we go. Now we got to get it to square up. Okay. That looks pretty straight. Let's see. And there you go. We got our 3-link, our front. Let's see, something tells me, yeah, I was supposed to put this up here in, and I didn't. I forgot. So that's what we'll do next. It was a step earlier when I forgot about it. We've got to put this steering rod in here. I forgot all about it. Here, keep that a little loose. Okay, so we got our steering, panhard, 3-link. Let's see what it says to do next. It looks like everything's good to go from here. Wanting us to build some more links, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on these links, and then we'll start on our rear end. So I'm just gonna set this to the side. Okay, now we got to build the rear links. It's wanting 271s. I guess those, I don't know if they're for the tops. Yeah, they're for the tops. And they're wanting some, wanting one offset rod in and one pointing up. This all seems complicated, and it really ain't. Everything's labeled here. Your trees are labeled. All your trees are labeled with the tree number and the part number, and it shows you in order how to do it. So it's really not that hard. Just take your time and try to do it right. If you can't, you take it back apart and do it again. But there's one of the sideways, and you want one pointing down. You see they show right here, they show a side view, and then they show a top view. That way you can figure it out. You're going to mess up. Everybody does. Everybody messes up. Okay, now we want to make sure it's pointing up. And let's see. Pointing up and pointing in. So there it's pointing up. So we got that right. And now we want it pointing in. Which we got it. We can use this one on the left side, so it can be pointing in and pointing up. Okay, I mean on the right side. Yeah, that's left on the picture, but yeah, that's right, left on the picture. So we got that one done. We'll build the other one. These are starting a whole lot better than the new links. Let's see if we can square this up now. That's up, and we want it pointing in, so it virtually needs to go that way. Either this needs to go a little bit more. I think I got us a little closer. Or that can go back some more. I think that's us right there. We're cooking with gas now. In and up. Of course, we'll straighten these up once we get them on the truck and start bolting them to the chassis. We'll straighten them up to make them kind of end on end. We'll go ahead and put these balls in. It shows the balls going to the inside, the flange going to the inside. There we go. Now we'll go ahead and put these on the rear axle, which I have right here. Excuse me. Getting over a cold. It's wanting along the 120. That ain't a 120. I think I used the 120 in the shear on that knuckle. So we will go hunting. Not long enough. Okay, we got a screw now. It's not the prettiest one, but it's not the ugliest one. It kind of reminds me of a friend of mine. Excuse me. Darn. Be glad when I get over this cold. Kind of reminds me of a friend of mine. He told me that a buddy of his used to only order one size of screws, and that's the real long ones. And he'd order them real, something like that, real long. And then anytime he was doing a custom build, he would just cut all the long screws to size, which is pretty funny. It made me think of him. It's funny how you get to doing stuff and you think about what people have told you or said about other people. It's just wild. But this is the rear axle, and what we want to do is go ahead and slide that. Getting these little things started sometimes can be a little tricky. And it says to put the screw starting on that side, so we will start our custom cut screw from this side. Get it started. And get it going in there. Pretty good. Come on, go in there. I'll put you on the grinder. Then I put you on the soft wheel. You should go in there with no problem. She wanting to bite. Let me check that thing, cause might still have a little burr on it. Let me take this burr off right quick. That feels a little bit better. Don't want to mess this housing up. Oh yeah, now she's going in there better. Let's see if I can get a straight shot at it. That way I can see it better. See, make sure it ain't walking. Make sure it ain't me. Now I want to go. It ain't wanting to thread. I might have to find another screw, cut it with the little wheel, because that one's got a big... I thought I'd done a good job, I didn't. Okay, I got this screw working. I had to do a little bit more grinding and buffing on it, but I got it started. Had a hard edge on the end of it. I need to get me a magnifying glass out here for stuff like that. I got one somewhere. I think it might be in the house. Let me go ahead and take the ugga-dugga of this one. It's taking a little bit. Now we want to back it up just a little bit. We want to get this next one, which are axles setting like that. So it's going to be pointing in. Is that right? Yeah, pointing in with the curve going up, just like you see here. So get it to set down in there. And here we go, pretty much mint. We just want to use the hand driver right now to make sure we pierce that ball in. Make sure we get in the middle, because if you get it out crooked, it'll pop out. Could break one of these flanges off the axle housing. Breaking axle housings is no fun. Said everybody. Okay, you can see before we cut that screw off, but we'll put a little black paint on there. You never know it. Like it never happened. Like it never happened. Okay, now we got to put the other ones on. I have not finished building them yet. That one there looks square. Pretty much square. Let's put some ball ends. That's the only bad thing about building links. It's kind of time consuming. Let's see, they want these, if you notice, they want them on opposite ends. In other words, they want the shoulder on the inside on the bottom and on the outside on the chassis side. So just be sure you do them like that. Okay, sorry about that. I heard something outside and had to go check on it. Let's see here. That one's going that way. Yeah, like I said, it showed in the illustration or picture that you want the flange on one side, and you want it on the opposite side. And these are just the straight ends. As you can see, they're just screw straight on, straight rod ends. I still have some more links. Oh, I guess that must be for maybe the shocks. Is the shock gonna use that big of a link in? I don't know. Maybe they just threw some extra ones in here. I can't think of anything else I need. I got my panhard, my lower links on the front. Got my upper and lower 4-link here on the back. Maybe threw some extra ones in. Which, you know, this is an older kit. It's more of what you'd consider, I guess you'd consider it kind of retro now. But these are probably pretty cool and good enough for a trail truck, but I would never use these rod ends on like a LCG truck. Anything you're just trying to comp in. That got it pretty close, didn't it? It sure did. Let me get me a little paper towel. And the reason I wouldn't use them is because they have the Axial logo embossed on them. Not that there's anything wrong with Axial. I love Axial. That's just more likely to get hung on something if you're doing some LGC comp crawling. Stuff sitting everywhere. Let me see if I can straighten this one. Let me go ahead and put a ball in it. See if I can straighten it up. And I just put that in wrong. Okay. Okay, there we go. Pretty close, pretty close. That one's good. These things play with your eyes sometimes because you have to actually look at the line on the rod end instead of looking at the ball end, because the ball ends, you know, are all over the place. And that looks pretty good, okay. And a lot of times you want to make sure they're pretty close to the same length. Your truck will be doing all kind of witchy-watchy. All right, now it's wanting us to use, I guess, the A17. Let's hope I got some of those because I don't feel like cutting no more screws. I'm surprised. I might have had one of them other ones, I don't know. I looked in my box, but I didn't look up on the board. I keep forgetting about the board. These are pretty straightforward. It just wants you to put the flange on the inside. A lot of people don't even think that flange matters, but for some reason it does. Shimmalang, shimmalong. Okay, she's in there now. Oh, man. There's our rear 4 link to go along with our front 3 link. So that looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with it. The only problem I had was right there, and that's no big deal. No big deal. That's it for another video, another build video. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. We got the links all put together, all ready to go. It looks like in the next video I'll be building the shocks and maybe the transmission and differential. Yep. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, hit a like, and remember, till next time, I love you, but God loves you more.